Palm JL, Clint here. We got a good project I've been looking forward to doing. So you guys all know I'm an ambassador for Clayton Off Road. I've got a Clayton 2.5-inch lift on napalm, and like most lift companies, they sell variations of the kit. Now the kit that I bought is actually called the what is it called? Entry level kit. It comes with everything except the front and rear lower control arms. I've got front and rear upper control arms, both track bars, the springs. I did opt for, I left the bump stops out. I did get the sway bar links, but I opted for rock crawler front bump stops and the rock crawler front quick disconnects. Other than that, everything else is all Clayton. So we all know with the JLs, everything's very sensitive, or the front end's very sensitive to caster, and when you lift a Jeep you have to adjust for that. That's why most quality kits are going to come with either front or upper or lower control arms, so that you can maintain some type of good steering geometry. Like I said, mine came with the uppers, but now I'm adding the lowers. These are the lower front control arms from Clayton Off Road. You can see, you're probably surprised like I was when I opened the box, they are square tube. I sent an email to Adam at Clayton Off Road and asked, I was just curious, well, why did we use square tubing? Because the uppers are round. And his response was, square tubing is stronger than round tubing, but it makes it harder to bend. So this is a 2x2 DOM square tube. It's 1/4 inch wall thickness. This dude weighs right at 15 pounds. Also, the housing for the bushing is 5/16. It's all CNC machined. You get great weld penetration. These are beefy control arms and they're lifetime guaranteed. You got Johnny joints at the adjustment end. If you break one of these, they're going to replace it, no questions asked. I'm excited to get these on here. I've already got them adjusted to length. So we're going to get started on this here pretty quick. If you guys watch my videos, you're familiar with this channel. I put the Evo ProTech engine trans skid and exhaust loop skid on napalm, and so the exhaust loop skid actually bolts to the rear mounting bolt for the control arm, so I have to take the skid off first before I can get to this. So that's what we're going to get to. You guys stay tuned. We'll be right back. That's one way to get the nut off. There we go. The skid is off, and it has taken some abuse since I've had it. Let's see. I need to take the brake line bracket. I need to take that off. That's a 15 millimeter. So, oh, by the way, this bolt, the rear mounting bolt for the control arm, is the bolt head is a 21 millimeter, and the nut is a 24 millimeter. Stick it up out of the way. Jeez, what a difference. Oh my God. Okay, so doing the comparison, you can see the difference in the factory arms and the Clayton arms. These are friggin' massive. Okay, and the weight difference, these weigh less than half of what these do. This is enormous. Okay, so on the factory arms, you can see the bolt for the brake line bracket is welded to the arm. On the Clayton brackets, there's just a hole that you put a bolt into. And when we were prepping, trying to get this ready to go in, I noticed the holes weren't threaded. So whether that was a mishap, I don't know. They send the hardware for it, but I checked. This is a, what did I say? This is a 3/8. Yeah, it's a 3/8 16 tap. So I tapped this one out, and I'm going to tap the other one out right now. Now, real machinists know you probably shouldn't use WD-40, but that's all I have. But you do need to use some type of oil when you're cutting metal. When you're doing this kind of stuff, you don't ever just start cranking down on it. You go about a quarter of a turn and back it up, quarter of a turn and back it up. Because as you're cutting the metal, if you don't do that, all the shavings are going to get caught in the grooves, and it just jacks your thread up. Now these come spray, or they come powder coated black. Obviously I spray painted them orange. But hey, now also, since these control arms are so much beefier, Clayton actually sends you new bolts for your bottom shock, or new bolts for your bottom shock mounts. They're a little bit shorter. When I get these up in here, I'll show it to you. I'm going to try not to change them out, but if I have to, I have to. But they send you bolts for that. So I'm just gonna loosely put the nut on here, because remember, I got to put my exhaust loop skid back on. I'm just gonna stick this up here for the time being. Now, this is about a 1/4 inch longer than the stock one, so it's not going to line up in the front. And obviously this would have been much easier to do when I installed the lift, because I had everything apart. It was on jack stands. But well, let's look at this right now. Wow. Okay, can you see this right here? I'm talking to you, honey. Can you see that?
Yeah.
This is why they send you these other bolts. See that? It's actually going to touch that. So I am going to have to take this bolt out right now. This. Hold on.
Oh.
All right.
Stand by, stand by.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not up. It needs to go up. There we go. There we go.
All right.
We're close.
Yep, I can see see it. There you go.
Is it lined up?
There you go. It's through.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay. Bing!
Bingo!
Like a glove.
Don't leave me hanging.
Oh, psh. I didn't know what you were doing.
The hardware for the shock bolt is 3/4. Yep.
As evidenced.
Yep. Thank you. All right. Hey, why don't you get me the 3/4 black impact, please? Make this a whole lot quicker. All right. That part is done. Now, get that camera. There we go. That looks a lot better. Can you see? Before now, the stock bolt was damn near right up against the arm. Now this one is, obviously you've got a good 3/4 of an inch of clearance. Now the problem is going to be lining this front up, but I have an idea. All right, we got the bolt in. What we ended up doing, thanks to my lovely assistant, she's very, very smart. So what we did was, we jacked the frame up, and by raising the frame, it raised the back part of the control arm and pulled this back. Now I did have to tap it with a hammer to get it lined up, but I mean it was literally just a tap and it was lined up perfectly. So we gold. You want to hold that breaker bar for me, please? Alright, I'll come back later and put a torque wrench on it. The torque specs on these bolts are 190 foot-pounds. So torque them to 190. Well, nope, I gotta put the brake bracket back on. The brake line bracket. Oh, this is the song from Step Brothers. You hear that? Volare, volare. I think Will Ferrell did it better. All right. Driver's side is done. Damn it. again, I don't want this son of a bitch to pop out. Alright. Well, shit. Bolt, please. You left both washers on there, honey.
All else fails, use a hammer.
BFH. Is this it? I believe so. Can't find the hole. There we go. So hopefully doesn't want to slide up in there.
Gently tap.
Would have been easier if I'd had a dead blow hammer. Ouch. All right. What do I need to do, honey? I can't see that side. It's not come through the other side. I can feel it. It's right there.
Yep. A little bit more. Forward. That should be it. You're right there on it. Get it. Yep.
There we go. Oh, yeah. This side was much easier. And the 24 wrench.
Because I'm a fucking mind reader.
Well, if you just handed me the right tool the first time. I'm glad y'all didn't see that look. It scared me. She's done. Control arms are on. We're going to take her for a test drive. here in a minute. See if we notice any difference. Probably shouldn't, but we'll check it out. All right, guys, that's the install of the Clayton Off Road front lower control arms. Hope you guys liked the video. Like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that stuff. Until next time, keep the shiny side up. Jeep on.